welcome to yet another KATcast, the vacation edition.
Yes.
That's right. We had overlapping vacays.
Erin is just back from her fabulous Caribbean cruise.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And highly recommend.
Yeah.
I've never been on a cruise, Erin. I've always wanted to go on a cruise, but like my wife and I are always like, we've seen Titanic too many times. You know what I mean?
That's why the husband stayed home. He stayed home with the dogs, and he was like, knock yourself out. That's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
He goes, at first he goes, He's like, as a kid, he worked in Oceanside, California. When they lived there, he said, I worked on a fishing boat. I got seasick a lot. That job didn't last very long. And when I say kid, he was like 16 or 17.
Plus, dude, any cruise you take you're not going to be facing icebergs anyway. You're okay.
Yeah.
Right. But he goes, he's like, I just don't want to be seasick. I don't want to deal with that. He goes, plus, haven't you ever seen Titanic?
Oh, my God.
There's never enough boats, Erin. You don't want to deal. And I'm like...
Seriously, I've told people for years, if you have the opportunity, and it's honestly, it seems like it'd be really expensive. It's not the most outrageously expensive vacation you can take.
Really,
for everything I saw and did, when I think about it, highly affordable.
Yeah, it is. And it's an experience you're not going to have with any other kind of vacation. We did ours over 30 years ago. I would love, in fact, we're still talking about one of these days we want to do an Alaskan cruise, my wife and I. I just think that would be fantastic. So,
what I liked about it is you can be as involved in the cruise as you want to be, meaning they have all kinds of, when you're out to sea, there's all kinds of activities. There's trivia. There's games.
They have karaoke?
There was karaoke. Yes. There was all kinds of things that you could be involved in if you wanted to be,
right.
Including, all of the pools and, the sunbathing and mini golf, all the things that you could do outdoors. There were things to do indoors as well.
It's a floating city.
It really is.
Yeah.
It is. If food is your jam, which we all know is Kevin Hilly's jam, you can get anything you want pretty much any time you want. It was crazy.
One of the things, if I may interrupt, one of the things we used to say on the cruise that I was on, because you eat so much, we used to say you're either eating or talking about eating. Like while you're eating, you're like, okay, when is our next meal going to be? It's like that. They have the midnight buffet. It's amazing how much food you can come back from the cruise 30 pounds heavier if you so choose.
It's so funny though, because it's like everyone on that cruise ship probably had a different experience, right? Like,
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. And then there were excursion days. There was days that you were in port, so you could, if you wanted to sit on the ship while everybody else was off the ship,
sure,
you could do that.
Yeah.
If you wanted to just check out the port, you could do that. If you wanted to book an excursion, you could do that.
You can be as engaged or as little engaged as you want to be.
Incredible.
This was my first cruise, and I was really excited because we had a room with a balcony. It was a girls' trip, and I sat my hiney on that balcony like this with a book.
Yep.
And I loved it. I
this
read
was the
all
break
3
that
books.
Erin had been looking forward to. Yeah.
I am not going to lie. I have never slept so well. Normally, I have issues falling asleep and staying asleep. No issues on this trip whatsoever.
You know how Erin's watch has her sleep quality? One morning, when she came back and said, Erin, are you still alive?
No, I kid you not. Like, my sleep was like in like between 89 and like 94.
You've never seen that.
No. And I was finishing a chapter in a book. It'd be 10 o'clock. I'd close my book. I'd sleep till almost 7. That never happened.
Wow.
Ever. We would go to brunch at 8 a.m.
Yes.
It was awesome. I would usually skip lunch. Well, and when I say skip lunch, I mean I would just have a little bowl of soft serve ice cream because you could get soft serve ice cream whenever you wanted, which was amazing. And then we would have dinner. And the dinners were so fancy. And we decided that we were going to dress up for dinner every night.
Sure.
So
absolutely.
it's
like Downton Abbey.
Yeah. I had like an array of dresses.
Yeah.
And 2 nights were elegant nights where you could do cocktail dresses. So other than 2 cocktail dresses, we had sundresses the rest of the time. And we had the best time because I felt like a fancy lady. We all know I'm not a fancy lady. It was a lot of fun. We had the best time.
A cruise is one of, and again, and not to repeat myself, but I'm repeating myself, but it's it is one of the most fantastic ways to vacation. If you can swing. And again, it's not incredibly expensive. I mean, it is, if you save up a little bit, it is within the range of, I think, most people's planning budget. You know? So.
Yeah. And then like the more people that go with you, the cheaper it is. I do know that. Because originally when I had booked, I was part of, I think, a group of 8. So at the time when I had to rebook, I had to fork over just a little extra money, but I mean, it wasn't really that big a deal. But there were shows just about every night that you could attend. And again, it's included in your cruise. So you kind of feel like you get to do all this free stuff. You know?
Yeah.
But it was fun. So here's all these, I say kids because they're all way younger than I am. They're like in their 20s, maybe early 30s, singing and
You say that more and more as you get older, these kids,
Yeah, and it's crazy because, here they are doing like these shows, and doing like the most amazing things and cool choreography and stuff. And we're sitting there and we're like, how'd they do that? That's amazing. We played mobile trivia one night, and my sister-in-law, she got first place.
That's
out
awesome.
of 162 people. Out of 162.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah. So she was after the coveted ship on a stick. Apparently that's what you win if you win at trivia.
Display it proudly at home.
So I'm thinking it's, because I didn't know. I was thinking it's what, like a cardboard cutout of the ship on a popsicle stick? I didn't know what it was. It's like this cool little golden looking trophy.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
And so she got first out of 162. Old Erin Hart got 6th.
Nice.
That's awesome. That's really good with how many people doing it. Yeah.
You know what?
So I'm smartish.
On some of these cruises, and again, the one I was on was Costa Riviera, which I don't know if you remember the accident the Costa cruise ship had a number of years ago. It hit one of the ports.
I think I do remember that. Yeah.
It was the same company. Okay, but this was an old ship. This was like 1991. I think we did, but there were a lot of people on that ship who did not speak English. There were plenty who did, but there was a lot of other nationalities on there too.
Yeah.
And then one night, and there were a lot of Japanese and Asian tourists, on the ship. The one night they had an ugly woman contest where they had guys dressed up as women. And so, you had guys, with their wives' nightgowns and dresses and whatnot, and we're up there performing. So I did a whole Madonna.
I was gonna say, so you were a part of it.
I was a part of it.
I need the footage.
So I was doing a whole Madonna thing. Okay, and I had the Voguettes behind me, and they're kind of doing, and we did, so we're doing that whole thing, and we got a big round of applause. So the next day, I'm walking around the ship, and I see these Japanese tourists would see me. They go, "Oh, Madonna." I go, yeah, that was me, Madonna. That was me.
Look, you made the cruise for those people. Do you know that?
Yeah. They didn't speak a lick of English, but they knew who Madonna was.
Oh, my gosh. Well, all I know is that the people who work on the cruise ship, they work unbelievably hard.
It ain't the Love Boat.
No. And, one thing that did kind of tick me off is, and it happens everywhere. You see those entitled few people who will snap their fingers or, kind of just say snarky things.
They don't know how to treat service personnel.
They don't.
Yeah.
And it's again, I've never been waited on. I mean, they remembered our names. They remembered what we liked. I have that weed allergy. And I know some people are like, that's not a thing. Am I going to die from it? No. Am I getting hives?
It's a thing.
It's annoying. Yeah. And they took the time. I mean, they remembered every little thing. And
they make
made
it an experience for you.
They did.
Right.
They did. And they were awesome. I mean, to the point where when we left, we were sad. We were hugging the guys.
You felt like you got to know them, didn't you? A little,
we hugged, Al, the guy who took care of us, and cleaned our room and everything because he just did extra special
such a good job.
Things,
Yeah.
And we would see him every time of day. Hey, ladies, what did you do today? Hey, Al, this is what we did. Oh, hey, have you done this or have you tried this? And I mean, just they went out of their way.
Yeah.
And I know that they deal with thousands of people every week, and then that turns over, and then they have to learn an entirely new group of names and faces. that takes a certain special kind of patience.
Can you imagine
talent?
If you were a repeat customer on there and you went over and over again? After a while, they'd be like, "Oh, you here again? Okay, good."
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I would love to run into Al again. I would love to run into Erin and Rigolato and Wilfred. I would love to run into those guys again because they made the cruise, that much more fun.
Yeah.
Because they made it, you're right, an experience.
I wonder if you could request them. Probably not, because everyone would request the people they like.
Sure,
so probably you're like, I can't take care of 500 people.
You
requested them for dinner,
That's really cool.
You got Luigi on board. It's like, how come nobody's requesting me? Sorry.
Exactly. Everyone's got to have a chance, right?
But just everyone we interacted with was just so nice and helpful. And just extremely cool. So, for our first cruise experience. And another thing I noticed is just a lot of other passengers just frowns. Like they weren't having nearly as much fun or was as impressed. And maybe I'm just easily impressed. I don't know. Maybe I'm just super happy when I'm on vacation. Maybe that's it. But I would look over at my sister-in-law and I'm like, like 25 frowning people.
How can you not be happy?
How can they be frowning? We're on a boat headed to Belize.
Yeah.
Why are they frowning? What is going on?
Clearly, it wasn't their first cruise.
I guess not. Maybe that's it.
Maybe they're just so used to it. They're like, we've been here 20 times.
Erin took some really great pictures. And it's funny because at one point she, I guess it was toward the end of your trip, you were asking me about like a work question. But anyway, she included a picture of her cabin and the two beds there, and you see the round window against the wall, and outside there I could see the water down below and the sky above. I go, oh, look at that, there's the Caribbean.
I was trying to show them the cool little towel animal that they leave little towel animals.
But I was focused on the outside.
So cool.
And
of course he misses that completely. He's just looking at the water.
I just thought it was something cute you were showing.
It was absolutely amazing. Another thing they do on cruise days is, I don't know if you guys know this, but people hide ducks all over the cruise ship.
Really?
And then they hunt ducks. It's something for, I guess, not only kids like to do, but adults like to do as well. So we found a little red one.
Yeah.
And since my husband drives a Jeep, we brought him back.
I was going to say,
duck for
I've
his
seen
collection.
a lot of people with Jeeps, they have those ducks. You'll see on their dashboard, they have I've seen someone have I swear 100 ducks on their thing. But I guess it's just a thing that Jeep owners do. They collect little ducks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This was a Carnival cruise. Did you have the Kathy Lee Gifford song going through your head?
It was going through my head constantly.
If they could see me now.
Yeah. No, it was a lot of fun. And the ports that we went to Honduras first. So we rented a beach cabana there.
Yeah.
And
is the water incredible?
It is.
I mean,
you've never seen water.
You cannot.
So clear.
It's so aqua.
Beautiful.
It's just, and again, I've told this story before elsewhere, but when we went to Hawaii in 2001 and we flew from the East Coast to the West Coast, and when we got to, we're going to San Francisco, and then from San Francisco to Hawaii, and I'm sitting next to a native Hawaiianer, a native guy from Hawaii. Okay, and we get over San Francisco, and I go, oh, look at the water, that's gorgeous. It was blue, and then he goes, oh no, man, that's just the pollution. Wait till you see Hawaii. And he was right. I mean, and like an emerald doesn't cover it. And it's the same in the Caribbean. Just, you can see your feet from the top to see your feet in the water. I can't describe it. It's indescribable.
She was showing me pictures, Erin was, and I made the joke. It looks like someone dropped blue dye. It's so beautiful looking. You're like, it can't be real.
Yeah. It was crazy. And when we got to Belize, so this is something I didn't have on my bingo card, was hiking through a jungle for about 20 minutes in my swimsuit.
Wow.
Not what I was expecting
in your swimsuit
to do.
To the jungle.
At least you didn't encounter any snakes.
I was going to say, was there any worry that you were going to come across anything unexpected in a jungle, an actual jungle?
So our tour guide, he did say, hey, we'll be on the lookout for snakes and, this and that. But otherwise, he was like, we travel through here quite a bit. It's really not that big a deal. Right. We'll be fine. This jungle was part of a national park. So that was pretty cool. So we did cave tubing. So what that is you actually sit in an inner tube and you go through a cave. It's just kind of like it sounds. So we did a 20-minute hike through the jungle carrying our little inner tube, and we had our little life vests on, and we had a helmet with a light on top so we could see in the cave and everything. And it was a limestone cave, and he said that it was dated back 65 million years.
Wow.
It's pretty cool. So it's a limestone cave.
It's incredible.
So lots of really pretty color in there because, depending on the minerals in the limestone. So lots of things, lots of pinks, purples, some greens, some yellows in the area.
It was kind of like spelunking on a raft.
Really, really pretty. And the water, super cold. Huh. But he kept apologizing because the water was a little cloudy. He goes, I am so sorry, my friends. He goes, we've had a lot of rain recently. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, are you kidding? Do you know where we're from? We're from Missouri, where we have like the Missouri River, which is, very cloudy, very,
it's a giant mud pit, what I mean? Really.
We have the Lake of the Ozarks where you really shouldn't be swimming in.
This looks amazing. You shouldn't be apologizing. This is wonderful. But and then we just tubed slowly through, and it was just great. And everywhere you looked, he goes, as soon as we got into the cave, he goes, welcome to my office of 11 years. And I'm like, this is
That's
awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
This is way cool.
How about that?
There were bats in there and everything. And we could hear another lady in another tour group, and she was kind of freaking out a little bit.
Because of the bats?
And her tour guide was like, hey, you panic, they're going to panic. So you need to take it down a notch, but it was so
great. Cool. I'm just picturing. Can you see one of the bats suddenly lands in her hair? You think she's freaking out now?
No, she's going to have a helmet.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, maybe that's why.
Yeah. But he said, it was about waist deep when we started. And then by the time, the deepest part, he said, was about 25 feet at that moment, but it could be deeper. He said they have flooded before. The tops were completely smooth from flooding in the past and everything. But it was absolutely gorgeous. And then had this amazing meal afterwards. It was like a coconut chicken and rice and beans.
Nice.
Oh, that sounds so good.
I told the husband, I was like, we got to figure out how to make that because that was so good.
While you were at your ports of call, did you drink the local water at all?
I had mixed drinks. Does that count?
Yeah, it does. Well, they're making them with, I'm sure.
I guess they would with the ice, right? If you had ice in there.
And tap water and whatnot. But you were okay.
Zero issues.
No Montezuma's revenge.
Well,
maybe on those like destinations, maybe they have like a filtration system potentially on them.
For tourists, you mean?
Maybe, specifically at the tourist areas, maybe.
I remember Puerto Rico on the aforementioned cruise, and my wife and I were sitting there. We're having some drinks in San Juan, and we got back to the excursion ship, and it was coming out both ends, baby.
Didn't have a good time.
No, there were honeymoon couples there. We were beyond honeymoon, but there were other honeymoon couples there watching in horror as this older couple are just retching over the side of the ship.
Amateurs.
It's a memory that will live in and I'm sure their minds forever, So you drank water
I have done that
Mexico,
too.
Mexico, was it?
Yeah, I was in Mexico. So we went to kind of like the Riviera Playa kind of area or whatever. We also went to go see Chichen Itza during the trip, which is like an Aztec kind of like temple. But on one of the days we did like a really cool excursion, and it was like zip lining and also like water slides mixed in.
Ooh.
But you had to go up this like giant skyscraper to start like the zip line or wherever, or at least one of the towers was like that. And at the very top, there's this water fountain. And of course, it was like a hot day after, walking for quite a while.
You need a drink.
Yeah, so you're up there and it was just beckoning me. And I'm like, not even thinking about it. My wife comes around the corner like, you're drinking the water? And I'm like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that.
But it's all natural, right? It's waterfall.
Yeah, well, it wasn't. Not this water fountain.
Got it.
It was not a natural.
Did you pay the price?
I paid the price. I paid the price of that.
So I know how much you guys love. We love our chips and salsa and everything.
Oh, yeah.
When I was in Cozumel, we did stop and ate at this place. So we had a queso. And you know how we love our queso. This had like this spicy chicken in with the queso. And it was so
like in
good.
with the cheese?
In with the cheese.
Interesting.
In with the queso dip. And it was so, just next level. It was so good.
Now, she doesn't mean a queso Montezuma's Revenge. It was queso. I'm sorry. I
thought we were all
I couldn't resist that. I'm sorry. It's like, I'm weak. I know.
a review.
Wow, it was delicious cheese.
It sounds amazing.
It was so
that actually sounds
incomparable to anything here, I'm sure.
Well, that sounds interesting too. I've never thought about like putting, you know what I mean? I've never seen like stuff in the cheese dip.
Well, I've seen chorizo. Before,
chorizo's
really
good. Mm-hmm.
But
but with the actual
ladies
dip,
I was traveling with aren't fans of a lot of spice. And, this lady goes, well, we have kind of a spicy chicken. She goes, it's not real spicy. And they liked it. They said.
Oh, yeah.
Were they right about that it wasn't real?
It wasn't.
Okay,
well, you know my spice level,
I'm total wimp factor on that stuff.
It was really good. It was really good. But, no, the husband was like, okay, you need to stop going places because Gemma, our Great Pyrenees, she pouted the whole time.
Oh, really?
She just laid and watched the garage door because that was the last door she saw me leave out of.
Wow.
Magnus did not care. He was sleeping in my spot.
She's not coming back, is she?
The very last day, right after we had gotten off the ship, the husband texted me a picture, and Magnus was just like hanging out in his little pokey, and I'm like, "What? Why do you have him?" I go, "Wait a minute, the door's open. Why is he hanging out in there? He never just hangs out in there." And he goes, "I don't know." He goes, "He's just being kind of weird this morning."
Okay.
And I'm gonna have to throw the water shoes I wore in Belize in the washing machine because he would not leave those alone. Like he was like, "Okay, yeah, that's great. You're home, lady, but oh my gosh, where have you been?"
Smells from other parts of the world.
Awesome. Yeah.
Man, he would love that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. He was all over that.
I mean, a dog, that's like Googling for a dog, man.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
I mean, but I've always told the husband, nothing against my friends and my family. I love being home. I love my family and everything, but I just feel like I was made for more than just sitting behind a computer screen all day long for my entire life. I want to see things and do things.
Oh, yes.
It's a great
as
way to
long
do
as my
it.
body can hold out and as long as I can afford to. So
if you have an opportunity to take a cruise, man, do it. Just do it.
You have an opportunity to travel.
Yeah, in general,
If there's something you want to do, just do it.
Yeah.
That's what I love, I think, the most about cruises. It's like, it probably feels like multiple vacations in one with like the destinations you go to.
It did.
In some ways,
I felt like I covered so much.
It's like the best of both worlds in some ways. Yeah, it's true.
It's almost like you probably wish you probably spent more times, I'm assuming, probably there, right? A little bit.
Yeah,
because it's quick, isn't it?
Could you have gone another week?
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
In fact, my sister-in-law, we were already looking at other cruises, and there was one, I think it was a 14-day, and it was down the entire Panama Canal.
Wow.
Well, have you heard the story of this woman who is basically living on a cruise ship?
I could see why that would be
because she
appealing.
says it's actually cheaper than trying to pay rent or mortgage at like a regular.
I think I saw that story. Yeah,
and she's this is her life. She's living on a cruise ship.
It was like something like she spent like the past 10 years just living cruise to cruise or something like that. Yeah.
Well, somebody made a comment. They're like, "Oh, you really are traveling a lot." All of a sudden, it's like, we've paid off our house. I'm not traveling all the time, but we're saving what we can, and I've kind of got like my own like little separate travel fund. And if the husband wants to go, yay! If he doesn't. He has zero interest in going anywhere where it's hot. And I'm not going to lie. From the time I stepped off the boat, every time we'd go, I was sweating.
Right.
Yeah.
You do not go unscathed in that kind of heat and humidity. You just don't. Everybody's just sweating.
That's that part of the world, though.
Yeah, he would have hated that part. But I told him, I was like, a cruise to Alaska.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Cool.
You could go to places that are a little bit more chilly.
Yeah. But no, Kathy and I, we looked at, 14 days, Panama Canal. But, I don't know if work would let me do 2 weeks in a row.
Since my wife and I, since we took that trip to Ireland, England, France last August, that was the thing that convinced me in my mind that I want to do more of that. Because I don't want to be way, way advanced in age and think, I wish we had done that.
Right.
I wish when we had the chance, the opportunity to do that, why didn't we? I don't want to have regrets like that. So
can't
do everything I want, but more would be great.
Well, and not to be a Debbie Downer, but we don't know how long we have on this earth. You know, I could be hit by a bus tomorrow. You know, you never know. So if there's something you want to do, do it while you have the opportunity. And you can always say, "Ooh, I'll do it when I've got this done or XYZ done."
There's always something else, though.
There's always going to be something that's going to pop up. I'm trying to just kind of plan ahead and plan something, and to me, it gives me something to look forward to.
Definitely.
And you know, not that it's hard to come to work. I like coming to work. I like who I work with. That's 95% of the battle right there. But if I just have that little extra something of, ooh, I'm going to wake up in a few, months or whatever, and someplace completely different.
That's
and
one
I
of
don't
the,
know what my day is going to be like. That's exciting.
That is
I
one
like
of the keys to happiness is having something to look forward to. And if you have something like say, okay, September of 2028, I'm going to do this. Like it's on your sort of, even if it's not written down, but it's a plan.
Right.
You know that's something you're going to look forward to. And maybe that's going to change a little bit. It's going to move up or down, but it's a solid block of something that you're doing for yourself.
I'm a big advocate of taking more time, like for yourself, because I feel like as a society in general, I feel like we work way too much, like way too much. Like we prioritize work over a lot of things.
And that was another thing. It's like, you step back and you think, how much time do I spend working versus doing things that I truly enjoy? Because, not going to lie, I walk around like a big giant ball of stress. And all I think about is a list of things I've got to get done.
Right.
And then when
your
I
whole
do
day
go
is
home,
like that. Yeah.
And I lay down to go to sleep, I'm still thinking, oh man, I didn't get this, and this done. Okay, so I'm going to add this to my list for tomorrow. But then on top of that, I got to get this, and this. And I didn't have those thoughts once. And that's kind of like my goal is to just quit having those thoughts and have things more be like, you know what? That's a tomorrow, Erin, problem. Because in the grand scheme of things, if I don't get one thing not done, is somebody going to perish? No.
You want to know a great example of what we're talking about, and I don't mean it'll necessarily ever be at this level, but if you've ever seen Anthony Bourdain, places, what's it called? Destination Unknown or Parts Unknown. Okay, and he passed away in 2014. He passed away in 2018. But the way he did it, he would go to places, and again, I'm not doing it like this, but just the way he did it, his approach was interesting. He would go to places that you had no idea what they were like, and he would just experience it, whether it was the food, whether it was the traditions, whatever it was. In some cases, they didn't even speak English, and he needed a translator. But I mean, that guy, okay, granted, CNN was paying for him to do that. I get it. But the approach was interesting to me, and he's an interesting guy. I always found him to be an interesting guy anyway. He was very open to, hey, what is this all about? Tell me about this, that sort of thing. So, but yeah, he died early. He died a fairly young man, 2018. But man, he packed a lot of living into that, into those short years.
One thing I always found interesting is here I am on this cruise, and I'm thinking I'm going to meet all these people from, all over the U.S. and, all over the world. And a lot of the crew members, they were from all over the world. Yeah. And that was awesome. But most of the passengers were, let's see, I met a guy and his wife from Nixa.
It's crazy.
Missouri. Okay. I met a woman from Willow Springs, she and her sister.
That's amazing.
I met a woman and her best friend. They were from Springfield. I mean, I'm thinking, wait a minute. I come on this cruise to meet all these different people from different states and walks of life.
Right.
And I'm having the best time and best conversations.
Half the people are from Missouri.
With all my fellow Missourians.
And you told me one of those people knew who we were, right?
They'd heard of the morning show,
which is crazy.
That's awesome.
You can't escape us.
Yeah. So if you think now's not a time for you to take a vacation, there's never a good time to really do anything. Never. So just do it.
Never. You have to put all the responsibilities aside. I know. Again, that's easy for us to say. I know. Yeah. Because as I pointed at you, I got three fingers pointing at me. Okay. You got to do it. You got to do it. So anyway, there you go.
Life's short. Enjoy it.
Hey, shoot us a message. We'd love to hear from you. Anything you'd like us to chat about on the KATcast here, we'd love to do it. We're wide open.
Or hey, is there some place that you visited? Hey, whether it's in the U.S. or internationally, wherever that you've visited that you really enjoyed, share it with us.
We'd love to know.
We're always down for a road trip. I'm always down for a plane ride, a train ride, now a boat trip.
I always need ideas and new places to go see. Trust me.
What's that email address?
KATcountry@mailzimmer.com. So definitely email us today.
I haven't brought the boys back gifts.
We have
very nice.
Various different kinds of delicious chocolates.
We've been eating chocolate this morning. We're really bad. There you go.
That was my breakfast.
I had to go to Cozumel to find Dubai chocolate.
Good stuff.
That was good stuff.
Really good stuff.
Really good, yeah.
Thank you for tuning in to this edition of the Cat Country KATcast.